Nadia's been waiting. We'll start with Iran, and of course, we will definitely come to Gaza as well. All right, Nadia, now to Iran.
Two questions. The Iranians indicating that they want an interim agreement and not a comprehensive agreement. Is this something that you would entertain, or do you think that it is feasible in the next round of negotiation? And second, also they said that the U.S. seems to be in agreement of keeping some kind of a nuclear facilities for peaceful use. And is this also something that you endorse, or do you think that Iran should not have at all any kind of nuclear material that could have been developed, whether it's for peaceful or military use?
Well, there's been a very bright line about what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. Not acceptable is having a nuclear weapon. That is the one bright line that has been feeding all of the activity. I can give you an update on, the ongoing talks, might give you a gauge here. The next round of talks are taking place on, we have a team, I guess it's the IAEA's plan is to send a team to Iran this week. The next round of talks will take place in Oman on Saturday and will be the first meeting of technical teams. We can also tell you that the Director of Policy Planning, Michael Anton, will in fact be heading the technical delegation. And yes, Special Envoy Witkoff also will be present. Obviously, I will not, and you know, that I will not discuss the details of any proposals, real or non-existent, discussions, negotiations, what one party says versus another. What I found, and I know it just sounds like rhetoric, but it's true, is that these are very detailed, person-to-person conversations about issues that affect millions of lives. And the things that get talked about on TV by people or pundits, of which I love pundits, I was one, it does not help or really shed any great light on the nature of what's going on. But what it can do sometimes is frighten people and put people in an even more heartbreaking, suffering situation. So I understand that, and that's why I'm reticent, because also there's other countries and people involved, and there's something it's important to not say things that can be misinterpreted. And we are determined to not do that, considering what's happening around the world. But what we do know is clear, and we've been, I think, as transparent as possible. Talks are ongoing. As a matter of fact, they continue to be positive and constructive, I can tell you. So we've made good progress, and we have a long way to go. And so these things go on. As we've seen, sometimes they can change. But that's as much as I can give you. Yeah, so Iran, yes, sir.
Thanks, Abby. Can we just ask, how was Anton chosen for this role leading the technical side of the talks? My understanding is that he doesn't have a technical background in nuclear science and stuff. Is there going to be someone else advising him, and could you name that person?
I will not go into the details of the rest of the delegation, but he's there because he should be there.
Iran, follow-up?
All right, Iran? Yes, sir, of course. Saeed.
To the point that actually Nadia raised, yesterday Secretary Rubio told Barry Weiss that the U.S. is open and actually, accepting of an Iran peaceful program, considering that it is a member of the Non-Proliferation Treaty. But the position of the Israeli Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, is that the total destruction of all nuclear-related facilities, peaceful and otherwise, a la what happened in Libya in the old days. So, do you see that this is evolving into some sort of a gap between the position of the United States and Israel?
Yeah, first of all, I reject your general premise. Again, what we can discuss are things that are projected upon regarding the notion of some remarks that the Secretary may or may not make. At the same time, there's a whole host of people working on these issues, and there's nothing to gain, nor will I discuss the details or my opinion or project on the nature of what we expect from something. This is the job of people who are assigned to this and bear the weight of the world on their shoulders as we sit here very comfortably in an air-conditioned briefing room as I try to at least get you information so that you know the general trajectory of how things are. It is remarkable to be standing here 100 days into the Trump administration. Ukraine and Russia are at a table. We may not always like what's said at the table, but they're at the table. We've had a ceasefire in Gaza. which, after what had happened on October 7th, was a remarkable establishment. We continue, despite the resistance to the continuation of that ceasefire, to work on that so that that kind of carnage that has been generational can come to an end. The world remains in this place, and I think the American people knew who we needed in the White House, and it's Trump. Things are changing rapidly, and they will continue to.